So in December, when I was renewing my visa, I had to wait 2.5 weeks, was gone nearly 3. So I had some time on my hands before I could go back to Russia. So I went from Kharkiv and took that white line there down to Donetsk. In Donetsk is Ukrainian Bible Institute, and here I am with Dima, who's the dean there, and we were working on Russian children's songbook in Russian language, and he's a great musician, had lots of great ideas. And staff was there, pretty much a skeleton staff was on duty, helped me celebrate Christmas lunch and helped make Christmas really special for me, and helped me get to know the market that's about a block or two away from the Institute. And while in Donetsk, got to worship with several congregations, including this congregation where Brother Sasha preaches. Here's Sasha with his family, and he also has a weekly television program that's broadcast throughout Ukraine, and so many people are reached through that program. Back to the Ukrainian Bible Institute for a minute. I just wanted to mention that it's a hub of activity. On Sunday evenings, the singing group of congregations all around Donetsk practices there. So it's just fun to be in the middle of all that activity. Just before Thanksgiving, I got to go to Rothenburg, Germany to participate in the Euro-American Family Retreat. This is a wonderful Christian retreat that's been going on for lots of decades, and it started with U.S. military families who were stationed in Germany. But lots of good things going on for the children and for the teenagers. And there were folks there from all over Europe, and a number of people who came from the U.S., including Mike and Fran Armour with Eastern European Mission. One spiritual highlight of the Euro-American Family Retreat is the singing in English, and we sang lots of traditional songs, hymns. Oh, they were just beautiful, and we sang for hours. Rothenburg is a great place for tourists because there's so much history there. Part of the city was spared during the bombing of World War II, and things have been rebuilt with history and all that in mind. So we went on a number of tours and just enjoyed being together. After the after the Euro-American retreat was over, I thought, why rush back from Frankfurt straight back to Moscow to Rostov? So I spent an extra day in Frankfurt and had a look around, and here's the Frankfurt train station in the background. That's also a very interesting city, the city of Frankfurt. In Rostov are a number of orphanages, including orphanages for younger children who have been abandoned by their parents. And in one particular orphanage that we work with is home to 100 little babies up to the age of 4, from birth up to 4, who have been simply abandoned. Well, the nice thing is lots of folks are wanting to adopt children, and there they are, and every child's fondest dream is to have a mama and a papa of his or her own. This is little Nikolai, Kolya for short, and I was trying to get his picture in his little bed because he was getting ready to be adopted, and we wanted to have some memories of him, but it was confusing to him to be by his bed when it wasn't bedtime. This is little Anya, and some very generous people over the years have given funds, and generous congregations, that we've been able to buy washing machines and furniture and medicines and pay for surgery for children at this orphanage. It's just wonderful to be able to have a part of this. Now, this is at the Intourist Hotel a couple weeks back. Several adoptive parents were in town from Chicago, from New Jersey, from Brussels, Belgium, and from Michigan, and I got to visit with them. These folks are just absolutely heroic. My hat is off to adoptive parents. Several of these are single mamas who came and now have little kiddos of their very own. I enjoy inviting adoptive parents over for dinner from time to time. And the two women in the center, the mother and her mother, were adopting. They're already back in the U.S., but it's nice for them to get to see a Russian apartment and also to get to meet some national folks, some local folks. So this is with Misha and Amal, friends from church. So I invite folks over who speak English or want to practice their English, and we just have a nice time. I might add here about Misha. Misha takes care of my visa bureaucracy here in Rostov. He's an engineer by profession and just does a fabulous, excellent job of taking care of all that bureaucracy, and that really means a lot. Okay, a few things about me personally. One important thing is language study, and I'm really fortunate to have a fine teacher and access to lots of good resources that I need to study way more and practice way more than I do. But we are making some progress. My teacher is Olga Mihailovna, and she's one of our sisters from church. She's here on the left of me with the long blonde hair. She's actually a professional pianist, and I asked her to be my language teacher because I noticed that she speaks so precisely and has such good pronunciation and knows a lot about grammar. And also, she's a very good teacher. She's so good at explaining things. And so even though she might know 5 words in English, that's okay, because she's really got a skill at explaining things in Russian that I can understand always what she's saying. Olga Mihailovna has encyclopedic knowledge about Russian culture and history, and I just love all the things I'm learning from her. So this is near the new statue to Chekhov, who's from the Rostov area, great Russian author. She also is determined that I learned a lot about Van Cliburn. You might know he's the great pianist from the Dallas-Fort Worth area who, and this is a book about him, he won an international piano concert contest in 1958 during the height of the Cold War. And the headlines on the front of one of the news magazines said something like, "Texan conquers Russia." And so it was a major international deal that an American who had been trained to play the piano by Russian teachers came to Moscow and won this international music contest. Well, as you know, more about me, I really do enjoy digital photography, and lots of great ways to share this. I'm also trying to cross-stitch a little bit most days, and this is wrapping up a cross-stitch that's going to be for our church. It's about the flower fades, but only the word of our God endures forever, and got that verse in Russian at the bottom. Also, I enjoy doing gifts, like for the children at church. This is a cross-stitch bookmark for Christina with her name on it, and these are things that I hope will be keepsakes. A new fun thing is working on memorizing scriptures, passages from the Bible. I'm working on James, the book of James, and I'm into chapter 2 now, and also Psalms 103. And this is just such a good thing while I'm walking along, instead of stewing about one thing or another, or while I'm swimming, to be able to say these scriptures to myself. They say it's really good discipline for the mind, you know, when we're of a certain age, or of any age for that matter. Well, thank you so much for joining me with this multimedia experiment about things that are going on in Rostov and things that I'm involved in. And I appreciate so very much your interest and love for us here in Rostov-on-Don.